Welcome everybody to our modern 2K RCQ. Today, round one, we've got William Bruce at the top and Jack Cook on the bottom. It looks like we're starting off fast. Will playing a Scalding Tarn and passing over to Jack, who plays a Misty Rainforest and fetches for a Triome, who will then cast Beans. Draw into pass turn. Will be fetching in the end step. Also finding a Triome. I believe that is a Rogrin Triome. I do also see a Kahira revealed from Will. That'll be interesting. Will untaps, plays an island, and just ships a turn back over. Ooh, Jack starts off strong, just playing a Hallowed Fountain untapped and casting a Shardless Agent. I assume I haven't checked the list yet, but I believe the only card that is castable, I should say, or hit, is going to be Beans. And we see Counterspell over from Will. Will untap. Plays a Flooded Strand and passes. Excuse me. And Jack will then proceed to play another Beans. Hey, welcome, Lucas. Redeemed first. Congratulations. We see a Force Negation come in from Will. He is not letting Jack have those Beans. A Misty Rainforest swinging for 2. 17 all. Before shipping the turn back over to Will, he will be fetching. Finding a Hallowed Fountain, I believe, to come into play tapped. And I believe just going to untap, raw. Will doing some finger tapping math here. Oh, it just ships the turn. Okay, we don't see a land drop. And a Jack would fetch an end step. I believe finds a Rogrin Tribe of his own. Rufus in chat says, hypothetically, if I wanted to buy cards at a decreased price and didn't care about condition, where could I do that? Asking for a friend. Interesting you say that, actually. Nerds Cafe recently has made a website exactly dedicated to that. It's called ISITDAMAGED.com, where you guys can find all sorts of cards, anywhere from retro foils to even some like staples in Commander or Modern, you know. And the best thing about it is they're all gonna be damaged or heavily played price. Now, why, you may ask? Well, we wanted to have a little bit of fun and give back a little bit to the community. So you guys can just, let's for an example, if you guys find like a 9th edition foil, but you know, a near mint version of it ends up being like $50 something, well, if there's one in stock on Is It Damaged, it won't be near mint price, it won't be LP price, it'll all be HP price, no matter the condition. And the only thing is they are ungraded. So theoretically, you could pay for a heavily played 9th edition foil, but it is LP. That's the thing. And the thing is it doesn't get worse than HP. There's no worse than HP, right? So like it's I think it's an amazing deal. Like you're gonna be saving. You're gonna be saving tons of money, and for people like me who like to get some shinies every once in a while, if you find one for a lot cheaper, that is still playable. Like that's amazing. Going back to stream real quick, we see Teferi from Will, and then we'll see a Leyline Binding trigger a up the Beanstalk to counter the binding, and Jack not able to respond because of 3 Fairy. Yeah, of course. Thank you for asking. I have checked it out myself, and I bought some cards off of it. It's amazing. I've got some OG Kamigawa foils for a great price, in my opinion. And I've got them in my hands. Before, like I've had them in my hands when I picked up the order, and the cards were not HP. I can tell you that they were honestly LP. They were like really nice LP, and I didn't have to pay LP foil price for that. We see a follow-up Leyline Binding from Jack, which does hit the Teferi, and then they proceed to fetch with their Windswept Heath to find a Temple Garden. Ooh, Jack casting a, I believe a Bloodbraid Elf, and has a Teferi that he hits. But we see Subtlety, Pitch, Subtlety from Will. So now Jack gets to decide if they would like to keep it on top to hopefully cast it again next turn, or they want to bottom it. And then we see Jack going into the red zone for 3. My bad, 3. It looks like Will's having some trouble here finding that 4th land. As we can see, Jack's got a plethora of lands over there. Oh, he just unfortunately just passes. We have seen a ton of interaction over from Will. He's got Force Negation, Subtlety, so we can only imagine how much he's got. Oh my goodness, look at this. We've got Solitude, Pitch Solitude onto the Bloodbraid Elf before Teferi resolves. This might not be looking good for Will. I think he only has 1 card left in his hand. Oh, and then we see another Cascade, and right off the top we see Up the Beanstalk. Enters, triggers, and draws. This is one of those decks that's come into play recently with the new Eldraine set. Up the Beanstalk, very funny card in my opinion. I think it's a little bit strong, but it is just an uncommon, and honestly, I love to see it played with these weird builds. We see a Prismatic Ending over from Will, who knocks Teferi out of the game and just passes back. Oh, 4-color Omnath. Look at that. It's just like bomb after bomb. He will be playing Breeding Pool, coming into play Shocked. But Omnath triggers, so he gains 4 life, so negates it and actually gains 2. And then we see another Teferi come into play on Jack's side and getting into the red zone with Charlotte's Agent. Passes back over to Will. Can Will find the 4th land? Or is it already too late? We see a Teferi bouncing the Omnath. Alrighty, let's see what Jack has drawn off of his multiple draws last turn. We just see the Omnath recast to draw again. Do we have a potential fetch land? Maybe get 2 landfall triggers? Do we have just 1 landfall trigger? Will we just see uptick Teferi, kill your Teferi? And another Shardless Agent. Is there any beans left? I don't know. Yeah, I don't think there's any beans left. I believe one got countered with counterspell, another one got countered with force negation. So just going for the value, or I guess just going for the board state. Sorry, not the value. The value would have been if they hit the beanstalk. Just passes back over to Will. Will does find the Scalding Tarn to be his 4th land. I might be a day late and $1 short. I mean, if they've got a Supreme Verdict, that might do it. Let's see what they've got. 2 cards in hand, tapping 4. Yes, there it is, the Supreme Verdict. Okay, that does save, that does give Will some time here. Uptick from Teferi. Oh my goodness, just another Omnath. I mean, you're damned to draw into more of your multiples of your threats when you're drawing this many cards. We've seen a Beseju come into play to gain 4 life for Jack. I believe I see a Fire Ice in their hand. It passes back over to Will, who just plays a Preordain, excuse me, to start it off. They're just going to pay 3 to buy their companion Kahira and then ship the turn back over to Jack. And we just see Solitude pitch Kahira. And then Jack will go to his turn. I believe Will might have been wanting to do it on their turn, but there is a 3 fairy in play, so they will not be able to do that. So they just had to do it in their main phase, or second main phase, one of them. You see another uptick from Teferi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tap for Elesh Norn. Wow. That is one of my favorite cards that's been printed recently. Then we see the Steam Vents shocked in and pass. This match isn't seeing 3 games. You know what? Maker Mav, you got a good point. We've got, it looks like control versus control, basically. Yeah. I'm surprised this game's gone on for, ban the beans. Well, I don't know about that one. That come on. Will shocking in a Steam Vents, tapping 4 or 5, sorry, and just hard casting Solitude. Which does suck just because Elesh Norn in play means no ETBs for Will and double ETBs for Jack. And that's gonna be it for game 1. We see Fire to the face and swing in with Elesh Norn to be 6. Wow, that was an interesting game. We've seen a lot of beans, a lot of Teferis, both sides. Just a lot of interaction. Yeah, card draw in my modern format. Come on. It would be funny. Let's just like take a second to think about it for a sec. Wouldn't it be funny if Wizards was like, no, you know what? Actually, Beans is it's really good for 2 mana uncommon. People can like free cast Solitude and draw a card. We're gonna ban it. Could you imagine after the 2 BNRs they didn't have any sort of bans? They're like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Formats are fine. Don't worry about it. We're taking a look at. We're keeping our eye out. Don't worry about it. And we just see Will we hear Will commenting. He's sorry we had to see that. But it would be hilarious if they did end up banning beans and nothing else. I feel like I've never seen more people leave Modern, says Maker. Honestly, yeah, I myself haven't been playing Modern for a few months now, particularly just because the format. I don't enjoy the format right now. I don't like it. It doesn't seem fun. And I think we can thank, what's the set, Lord of the Rings, for that one. Brought some powerful cards. A bit too powerful though. I mean, hey, let's even mention the 1 mana cycle or land cyclers. Sorry, like those are pretty strong too. Come on. Excuse me. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people just saying like, oh, I'm only playing because of the invite, or I'm trying to get the invite. I mean, or oh, well, I'm only playing because I have an invite and I'm practicing, or or they're just like, you know what, I have the cards that are really good, so I'm gonna play the cards that are really good, which is fine. Where's your Eagles of the North gamers? Good question, Rufus. Good question. Let's see if we can strategize a deck together that excuse me, that has to deal with Eagles. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, you could probably put it in a control deck, I guess. Like, I don't know. Maybe we could see like a blue-white control deck put it in because, hey, cycle for land, I guess. It is kind of funny though that the cycle of them all, the white one ends up being the worst, and the rest of them are played in multiple formats. Alrighty, going into game 2. Let me update score real quick. Will starts off with Rogan Triumph, passes over to Jack, who plays Misty Rainforest and fetches. I believe both players kept 7, so we might have an interesting game here. I believe there's also an Indotha Triumph we see over from Jack. Steam Vents coming in untapped for Will. I assume they're probably holding up counterspell mana. Yeah, ships a turn back over. Jack draws, plays a Triumph, and I believe that is Domain Online. Scalding Tarn from Will, ships turn back over. Jack draws, plays a Plains, taps 3, and do we see a oh no, we see a Shardless Agent. So Shardless Agent, Cascade, to hit one of many beans. With Domain Online already, this beans might be really good here. If we see like a Leyline Binding come in next turn or turn after. So we see beans being put on the stack, and will respond by fetching first. Is that an Indotha Triumph? No, maybe. It is a Triumph. I can't quite tell from this angle. But we do see another Triumph come in from Will. And then we see, oh, he's got his own Domain Online as well. We see Leyline Binding coming from Will to get rid of the Leyline Bind, or sorry, the Beanstalk. Another Scalding Tarn finds a island, just a basic island. What could we see turn 4, tapping 4? Ooh, the One Ring. One of those cards, one of those infamous cards that people either love it or hate it. We'll immediately tap it, draw a card, and then pass the turn back over to Jack. Now, this is one of those situations where it's really tough to find yourself against the ring. It's just very, very oppressive. Yes, they're losing a few life a turn, but for the card draw, the card advantage they're getting, it's really, really good. We see the Subtlety come in, pitching the Supreme Verdict for the Teferi. He just does not want anything. Will does not want anything to do with that Teferi right now. Takes 1 on upkeep, taps the ring, draws 2. Plays a Plains. And 1 mana, is it preordering? Yep, we see preordering come in. We see Island, and oh my goodness, is that another ring? Did he bottom both, or did he top one? Oh, he might have kept one. So yeah, this is another thing with the ring is like if you can just last a few turns of losing little increments of life, you hopefully draw into another ring, and then you just cast that ring and then reset the counter, but continue the card draw. Yeah, it's a really fun card. Jack fetches for a Stomp Grounds in the end step and then untaps. Ooh, that was a bit of a fancy tap there. Jack goes in for some damage, because might as well. All my homies hate the ring. Hey, Rufus the Great understands. All my homies hate the ring. I feel like the fact that you can run multiple is a flavor fail, but also a balance fail. Should be limited to 1 per deck, Maker Map says. Yeah. I mean, it is actually, I never thought about it that way. It is funny on both levels for balance reasons and for flavor reasons. It's the 1 ring, but you see 4 of them in every deck. Yeah, it is kind of ironic. Over to Will. Jack will just play it with beans. DJ Jack says beans. Yeah, just beans and ring. Ring beans, bean rings. I don't know. Will taps the ring to draw 3. 2 mana for... Oh my... He has his own beans. Oh god. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe I gotta change the title here. I was informed they were playing blue-white control, but now I'm seeing Domain with Leyline Binding and Ring and Beans. What's the alt art card used on Shardless? I believe... What's the alt art card used on Shardless? I don't know if I quite understand your question. I apologize, con artist. It is blue-white control? Wow. Hey, if that's blue-white control, then I don't know. Oh, apologies. Yes, that is. I do apologize. Yes, it is. Thank you, Wizard Fight. It's Counterspell. It's the Japanese Strixhaven alternate art card, Counterspell. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, con artist, DJ Jax, Wizard Fight. We see Shardless Agent being cast, Cascade, Trigger. We've got 2 Teferis off the top. That is okay. That's kind of funny. Yeah, beans. Beans and more beans. Print Dak Faden into Modern to combat the ring, Rufus says. You know, no comment. I'm just gonna step away from that one. ETB trigger resolves. Jack will draw. Flooded Strand. Swinging for 2. And ships the turn back over. Before Will untaps, they will be fetching. if I were to come back to Modern, I would really want to play Rhinos, but at the same time, I've got really nice signed Form Black Borders, counter spells, and bolts that would love to be playing Murktide. Also, who's hey, good question. I am Jagger, Jagger at Nerds Cafe. I'm actually they actually have a stream room for the commentator, caster, whatever term you like to use, and then they've got a separate room for the people playing. Yeah, honestly, I've seen both decks played right now in the meta. We do have some few Rhinos players. We have some Murktide players in here today. Both decks seems to be pretty good. Who's Jagger? He's a guy that just is not that good at Magic, so he decides to commentate instead to you know, have some fun. Do we see the second ring being cast from Will? We see okay, Supreme Verdict. That's pretty good. Maker Mav says Jagger's a really cool mono red burn guy that wins playing DNT. That is hilarious. DJ Jack says don't know the guy, but he sounds hot. I'm just gonna step away from that one there. Thank you, Mav. That is true. I did save Mav's family from burning house. That is true. I mean, hey, if I did that second part there, I would be surprised because I can't even get myself out. So good on me. Wizard fight. Wow. Okay. Is this the guy? Okay. You know what, Jax? You know the answer to that one, so I'll just leave that to you. Jack casts Fury for 5, triggers both beans. Interesting that he left the Temple Garden untapped. Excuse me. Will has some manias left over. We see a... Oh, I should know this one. This is a counter spell that has Delve unless they... counter unless they pay X. It has Delve on it. I cannot think of the name. I apologize. Let me see if I can get the name. Logic Knot. That looked like to be a Logic Knot. There we go. Yeah, so it's X blue instant, has Delve and counter target spell unless its controller pays X. Thank you, Wizard Fight. Will going to 1. I assume this will be the time where he goes to slam down a second ring if they still have it. I thought we saw them draw another one. Tap the ring. Draw. Is that 5 now? Wow. Two lands. Lorraine revealed. Preordain. Something. And then we see Teferi. Tap for 3. Yep. I assume they're going to bounce the ring, recast it to get the protection again. And they can't tap it. Like, you can't tap it to draw, so there's that. Now also becomes the issue of how long can Will stall at 1 life with ring cast triggers. Oh, interesting. Will did not replay the ring. He has his mana untapped and passed. I would sure hope... Okay, interesting. I would have assumed he would just bounce the ring, replay it, get protection so he doesn't have to worry about another turn. Because, as we know from Game 1, Jack does have some haste creatures like Bloodbraid Elf. Jack rearranging his land base. Plays Flooded Strand and taps 7. Nexus of Fate. Oh my goodness. 2 bean triggers, and they're going to attempt to take another turn, which is it's pretty good. That's pretty good. Hey, DJ Jax, subscribe. Thank you, DJ Jax. If I had if I had any sort of soundbite, I would play it for you, but I currently don't have any soundbites. Thank you for the sub. Hope you enjoy those emotes. So Nexus of Fate shuffled in. Draw off of beans. Fetch, Flooded Strand, and I think he's playing it untapped. Never mind, it's all good. We got the judge to go in and double check. I can't hear what the players are saying, so I just wanted to double check. Yes, let me get that going.
Make sure your timer is back on.
We see Leyline Binding from Jack being cast to trigger beans twice, draw 2. He was choosing Will's Beanstalk to be exiled underneath Leyline Binding. So look at that, 2 Leyline Bindings, 2 Beanstalks being put underneath. Both by opposing players. What a great game, am I right, folks? Fetch over from Jack to find Sacred Foundry. Is it coming into play tapped? Oh, there. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh. That's pretty good. I mean, hey, having a whole bunch of ley lines and a whole bunch of beans is, yeah, that's pretty good. After that, you'll pass. You miss the good old days? I would agree. It just depends on what your definition of good old days is. We should get some pre-modern up in here. Okay. If that's what you meant by good old days, I'm like, yes and no. But yeah, I'm kind of torn because like the pre-modern era was fun. It was nice. But it's like the exact opposite of what we're watching now. Instead of being like turbo fast and getting domain on turn 2 and like having 15 million permanents on the battlefield turn 3 and 4, it's like the opposite. But that does make it a little bit more fair. So Subtlety being hard cast, then we have Solitude Pitch Kahira on Subtlety to gain some more life here, so he's just not dead to Breeze of the Wind. Excuse me. Goblins can win turn 3. Hey, turn 3, that's pretty good. If there's no interaction, yeah, turn 3, that is pretty good. I'd like to see goblins be played today, though. How far can that go today? So Will, after solituding his subtlety, just passes the turn back over. Jack draws a Bloodbraid Elf, and this is what we were talking about with Jack can just slam something with haste. Ooh, okay. He goes for a Subtlety Pitch Preordain on the Bloodbraid Elf. Fury says that's not going to happen. Yeah, exactly. I'm still astonished that Fury and Grief are running around in the format. Oh my goodness, we've got a Shardless Agent off the Bloodbraid Elf, and then we've got another Cascade trigger here. Yeah, same situation there, Mav, that Elves ended up not being that great when Fury also came in. So there's the third beans over from Jack being cast. You can never have too many beans, you know? You open a can of beans, there's not one bean in there, there's multiple. And that's what Jack's proven to us here. Draw off a bean. Does he have any follow-ups? Board Omnath? Oh my goodness. Another Bloodbraid Elf. Ooh, do we see... I think, depending on how many copies they run, they're going to have another Shardless Agent. Oh, Teferi, right. That's also... Yeah, okay. That's pretty good. Going to down tick no targets or up tick? They're going to up tick. And get in for 3? Will is at 1. Jack plays a Windswept Heath and then passes the turn over to Will.
The power of the bean.
Power of the bean. Do we see the ring finally being cast? There's the ring. So Will gets to hold on for another turn. And I think I see another 1 or 2 in his hand, so he's gonna hold on for a little bit. There's another beans. Yeah, you'd love to see it. Unfortunately, he can't really tap the ring unless he has a way to either bounce it ASAP or gain life. But
just a 4-mana fog.
Just 4-mana fog, which, I mean, it's kind of funny that's working.
Also, in these multicolor land bases, turning off fetches is a pretty rare.
Yep. Jack untaps his bajillion mana. He's going to down tick. Fairy, targeting Beans, of course. Because, you know, Beans is the strongest card in the format right now, as we can tell. Omnath being slammed down.
Big news for him.
That's a pretty good play. It's a pretty good card. I mean, it's, yeah. Oh, it looks like we saw another Teferi in Jack's hand as well. 5 mana. Do we see Fury? We see an Elishnorn. We're okay.
That's flawless.
I'm gonna assume he drew that off of Omnath and not had it in his hand before Omnath. Because otherwise he just missed out on 1 draw. But, yeah. Fine. Land enters, gain 4. Does he want to continue his turns? Fetch, get 4. Wow, okay. Oh, he already has 4 mana as well. Oh, judge question me asked. Yeah, no, I completely forgot that that land entering with Elishnorn in play actually means that he's gaining the 4 life and he's getting the 4 mana as well. Wow. That's pretty good. My goodness. Wow, that's... Yep. Elishnorn. Again, one of my favorite cards printed in the past few years. I love it seeing modern play. I know it's 5 mana, so it doesn't see much modern play, but I'm glad that it does. When I get a chance to play it in standard or pioneer, you know, formats that are a little bit slower, I do love playing Elishnorn in the decks. Just, I don't know, just really fun. Not let your opponents have ETBs and you get double ETBs. So one of the players just has a judge question we are waiting for. Who was it in chat that was saying this game's not going to 3 games? Was that Mav? Because I think you'd be right, but possibly for multiple reasons. Reason A being there's only like 13 minutes left. And reason B being this Omnath's going to be very oppressive here with 2 fetch lands in play right now. Interesting, doesn't have anything to do with the... Oh, he's going to go just for an upkeep kill. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, he has nothing to do with 4 mana off of Omnath, but he's just going to fetch, upkeep, 2 lands entering, trigger Omnath 4 times, which means he gets mode 1, 2, and 3, meaning he deals 4 damage to Will, setting his life total to less than 0. There we have it, folks. We've got Jack Cook winning this one in 2.